Welcome back, you cheap. It's time for another reading. Page Turning Tuesdays with Tom. You know, if you order the first or second book off my website, don'tcallmejupiter.com, I'll sign the book for you, and you'll get a beautiful bookmark featuring some of Shelley's art on it. So keep that in mind, please. We're about to help Cliff prepare the house for an acid party. So he says, then follow me. The first thing we do is strip his bed, carry the mattress to the living room, and throw a bunch of pillows down. Then we start swapping out all the regular light bulbs with colored ones. This takes a long time and involves climbing ladders, cleaning spider webs off fixtures, and spotting a used purple condom under the welcome mat near the front door. I'm amazed and ask myself, who is this many multicolored bulbs and who has this many multicolored bulbs, and more importantly, how did this purple rubber end up here? Cliff also has a box of Christmas lights. We work together to string them around the kitchen and living room windows. He says it's time for a break and lights up a fatty. We finish it on our way to the store where we pick up some party essentials. Back home, we make a giant bowl of green Jell-O. Once that's in the fridge, Cliff rolls about 20 more joints for the party, he explains. He's not nearly as good as Mare is, but he's much better at it than I am. Then he wants to make mystery bags you stick your hands into. I've done this at a birthday party before. That's fun even without acid, I mention. It's about 1,000,000 times better with, trust me. After we complete the mystery bags, he cranks up the tunes and we take another joint break. Then Cliff slowly surveys the house and says, we need more lights. We locate 4 flashlights between the house, garage, and car and put fresh batteries in the ones that need it. These are for you to make light trails with. Then it's time for our next joint break, and this time we add a beer to the mix. I watch him carefully select the albums he thinks will be best for different stages of the party. Then we smoke another joint. He finds 2 bottles of children's bubbles under the sink. These are great on acid. Promise you'll make us a light show and trails and blow bubbles once we start tripping. Say it. I say it, and at the same time I'm thinking, I've got a full schedule ahead. The next thing I know, we're having another beer and smoking another joint. Then I help him create a highly flammable art station in one of the bedrooms. We cover the desk, bed, and floor with lots of old newspaper and sprinkle it with color markers, some pint-sized cans of paint, masking tape, and brushes. Cliff catches my questioning expression. You'll see. They're going to love this. We move on to the bathroom and install green bulbs. We give the medicine cabinet a necklace of Christmas lights that falls to the floor and behind the toilet. We fill up the bathtub, adding about 50 drops of orange food coloring he keeps in his bedroom for special occasions. We pause to admire our work. Honestly, the bathroom has never looked better, he says. We ought to keep it this way, I say. You got that right, little buddy, he replies. Little buddy? That's what Skipper calls Gilligan. I must have missed the episode where the professor makes acid and all the castaways trip out together. It was time for another drug break. This time, a joint, a beer, and a tiny white crosstop pill to keep us energized is added to the mix. Once the joint is expired, Cliff marches off purposefully into the kitchen and tops off 2 spray bottles he uses on his plants. He tests the mists in the sunlight coming through the window. We can both see tiny specks of color lingering in the air. I'm trying to imagine what they look like in an altered state. Cliff is smiling because he already knows. I didn't understand why we were covering several walls with layers of crinkled cellophane wrap. I figured I'd find out soon enough. I also keep my mouth shut while he pours half a bag of flour into a giant metal bowl and parks it on the kitchen table. It's time for another doobie, pill, and beer. This is a blue pill. Cliff tells me it'll make the first pill last longer. Cliff inhales a huge hit and says in a high-pitched, hold-your-breath voice, I have a strobe light. Well, sure, of course you do. He tapes the strobe light to the wall, tests it, then moves it to the ceiling. Much safer here, he says, tearing a wide length of duct tape with his teeth. We take a final lap through the house, and then he bows to me graciously and announces, we're done. Our Christmas Day trippers start to arrive one by one in the early afternoon. You can feel a sense of anticipation. The room is tingling with it. You'd think they were about to go parachuting, which in a way is exactly what they're about to do. Cliff disappears down the hall and returns, displaying for each of us a box of secrets in the palm of his hand. I thought he had stepped on something, but apparently it's the start of a strange dance he's performing, circling the room while simultaneously taunting people with the box, moving it closer and closer to their faces. Is he already on acid, I'm wondering? Has he been on acid all afternoon? Is that why we got along so well? We'll get back to the acid party on the next read. In the meantime, have a great week. I'll see you next Tuesday on another Page Turning Tuesday with Tom. Bye for now.